sitting on your mat. Right, there we go. Right, good one. Okay, sitting on your mat. So we're doing upper body stretching. We had a nice workout last night. Brought some new challenges in. Susie will complain to Hilary for some of them. Okay, so sitting on the mat here. Right, so just rocking from side to side, and let's push those seat bones into the ground. Let's really feel them. Rocking left, rocking right, rocking left, rocking right. And then just shimmy from side to side on those seat bones. And then just stop where you think you're in the middle and just push your right foot forward, left foot back. Left foot forward, right foot back. Right foot forward, left foot back. Try to keep the shoulders parallel with the short end of the mat. And your tummy button is kind of pointing there. So you're moving your pelvis. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Right leg forward, left leg forward. And you'll feel probably one side's easier than the other. And then release. And how we correct that is with the roller like we did on Tuesday under our hips. So taking those feet apart, taking those toes together. Taking those feet apart, taking those toes together. Taking those feet apart and then all the way up to the face, all the way around in circles. All the way up and around. And then the other way. Get those ankles really working. And then release the feet. Slide those hands down your legs, soften your knees and pull yourself so your tummy comes onto your thighs. Pulling that tummy onto your thighs, slide your hands around the bottom of your feet, either the inside or the outside, doesn't really matter. Make those feet parallel, pulling yourself right down. And then push that right knee down, push that left knee down, push that right knee, push that left knee, then push both knees down into the ground. And then slide your hands up your legs. Come up to vertical, roll those shoulders up to the ears, pop those fists on the floor just behind your bum, push those shoulders back. Breathing in, push those shoulders down and push that chest forward. Breathing out. Squeeze those shoulders together. See if you can get rid of some of those cricks before you get on the roller. And then release those hands, hands on the thighs. And roll yourself all the way forward again. Soften those knees, bring that tummy right forward so we're closing that pelvis down. Rounding that back. Breathing in. Push those knees into the floor, breathing out, sit yourself nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, pull them back. Put those fists on the floor, push those shoulders down and push that chest forward as you do that. Breathing in, breathing out. And release. Put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind, lift and turn. Keeping yourself as vertical as you can. And then come back round to the front, right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, and turn the other way. And come back round in front. Grab your roller. We'll just do a short roll here. Pop it on the floor behind you. Give yourself space. Rest your elbows on the roller. Put the roller on the bottom ribs, breathing in. Breathing out, let your chest go up to the sky, let that head go all the way down to the floor. Big breath out. And really empty those lungs. And then move that roller a little bit up. Bring that head back up. And then release, breathing in. On the out breath, push the breastbone up. It's better to bring the head up and start again. I think you get more aligned. So now take that head back up again. Move that roller up the back a little bit more. Breathing in. And on the out breath, push that breastbone up into the sky. And let yourself breathe out. Take the head in the hands, lift yourself up one more time. And move it up onto those shoulders. Push that chest up high. Let that head hang backwards on the floor. If that head's on the back, if the back of the head's on the roller, just rock that head from side to side. And then just lifting the head up off the floor a little bit. Roll the roller down to the bottom ribs. And then all the way back up to the neck. Keeping that thumb low. And down to the bottom ribs, Really opening over that roller. And then all the way back up. And then onto that right hand side a bit. All the way down. All the way up. Just on that right hand side. And then go right over onto your right. All the way down, so we're on the right hand side. Going through the bottom ribs, through that bra strap area, into the armpit, rolling in that armpit up and down. Keep that arm parallel to the long side of the mat, rocking forwards and back. Now rock the body backwards, rock the body forward. Rock it over that roller. And gradually move your body up whilst going forwards and back. So we're just getting those pressure points a little bit more. All the way forwards and back. And then get all the way to those bottom ribs, those floating ribs. You can rest your bum on the floor if it's a bit tender. But just make sure you're moving on those floating ribs a little bit. And then go all the way down, all the way up through that armpit. All the way down. And then rolling back onto the back of that side. Support the head if your neck's delicate. All the way over. And all the way back onto the back. Opening up. Opening that chest all the way down. And you speed it up and slow it down depending on what you need. And then we're going to roll over onto the left-hand side of the spine. And then we're going to go all the way onto that left-hand side. All the way down. And then stop with the roller in the armpit. And just roll forwards and back. Tip the body forward, tip it back. And then gradually move it up towards or move yourself up so you're taking the roller down towards the waist. And then when you get to those bottom ribs, you might need to put the bum on the floor. And then go all the way down, all the way up. Through that side. And then gradually roll over onto the back. The back side of the side. And then right onto your back. My roller's meandering all over the place, so you have to put your bum down sometimes and move it around. Okay, stop with the roller in that bra strap area. Rest the bum on the floor. Rest the head over on the floor. Put your thumbs, so I've got my head in my hands. Put your thumbs on the ridge at the back of your skull and your fingers around the back of your skull, and just pull your head, just traction it a bit. Just pull it away from the shoulders. Lengthen it. And then rest it on the floor. And then put those hands in prayer above your nose and rest them down, the fingertips down on the floor above your head. Slide those hands straight away and slide those feet straight away. Breathing in and push those hands as you breathe out away from the feet. Point those toes and stretch the front of that body. Reaching, feel the stretch through the fascia of the belly, through under the ribs, lifting that breastbone up. Push your bottom into the floor. Lift the breastbone high, push the head into the floor, and then slide those fingers back in. Take the head in the hands back, bend the knees back up. Lift the head, just move that roller up, move it down, and then rest your bottom on the floor. And lift yourself gently back up. Move that roller out of the way. So you might feel a bit, that was quite intense. So hold those knees a bit bent. Have those hands on the legs. Roll that body forward down those legs. Holding onto those feet, pushing them away a bit. And then push that right knee down into the floor. Push that left knee down into the floor. Push both knees down, pulling the body forward. And then sit yourself back up. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Push that left hand on the floor, on the right knee, sorry, right hand behind, lift and turn. And then turn around the other way. Right hand on the left knee, left behind and turn. And then come back to the front. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Bring those arms up to horizontal. Pull those shoulders back. Now push those hands forward and reach. Push those shoulders back. Push those hands forward and reach. Pull those shoulders back. Now lift that head and chest up to the sky and be nice and straight in your torso. Big breath in, and on the out breath, we're going to collapse the back down to the floor and roll yourself one vertebra at a time, curling, 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 all the way down to the ground, taking those arms all the way over the head. Push that right hand away from the right foot. Push that left hand away from the left foot. Bring those fingers all the way up to the sky. Bring them all the way down by your side. Slide them under your bottom. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. And then push off the elbows and lift onto the top of your head and on your bum. So breathing in, fill the lungs up with air. Breathing out, squeeze those shoulder blades together under your back. Push that breastbone up high, reach and stretch, really push those elbows in the floor. And then release that body all the way down to the ground. Putting those shoulders into the floor, putting those ribs into the floor, having a small lift of that lower back. Make sure those bottom ribs, middle ribs, top ribs are on the ground. Slide those fingers down towards the feet. Pull that chin into the chest. Push the back of the head into the floor and lift the chin away. Turn the eyes over to the right. Turn the head right, get the right ear to the floor and slide the head backwards so that your neck and spine is straight. Your head's not forward, your chin is still away from your shoulder. Push that right side of the nose down to the ground, stretching that neck, breathing in, push those fingers down towards the feet. Really reach and then bring that head up to the sky. So I'm sliding my head. Slide your head so your left ear goes to the floor. Push those fingers down towards those feet. Push that nose down to the left-hand side, down to the floor. Pushing those fingers away, stretching through that neck, breathing in, breathing out, and release, bring that head back up. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Bring the left knee into the body, bring the right knee in, flatten the lower back, lift the tailbone up, and bring that nose all the way up to the knees and scrunch yourself up. And then release, put the tailbone on the floor, put those arms back on the floor. Neutral spine, so shoulders are on the ground, ribs are all flattened, lower back slightly lifted. Put that right toe on the floor, put the left toe on the floor, slide those feet away lightly, opening those hip flexors. Breathing in. On the out breath, push off those elbows, lift that back off the floor, come up onto the top of the head, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Breathing in, filling those lungs, spreading those ribs, breathing out, squeezing those shoulders, and then release back down to the ground. Roll over onto your right hand side. Support your head with your right arm, bend your knees, actually put your bottom leg straight, top leg comes over the top, tuck it underneath that bottom leg. Left arm, put it out on the floor in front of you. Roll that shoulder up to the ear, back and down, and bring that arm all the way up into the sky, straight up into the sky. Let that arm fall backwards. Don't let that knee lift up off the floor. Breathing in, on the out breath, push that arm behind you. Opening that chest, really stretching that arm. Let that arm drift up towards the head. Left is drift down towards the waist. Up towards the head. Down towards the waist, up towards the head, and let it continue all the way up over the head, touch the floor, slide around on the floor in front of you, go over your body, touch the floor behind, and try to keep it as near to the floor as possible, all the way around, back on the floor, all the way around in front, over your leg, onto the floor behind, getting that shoulder joint lubricating, and all the way back. So it won't touch the floor at sort of behind your head. Stop it in front and go all the way the other way, up over the head. You might lean the body back a bit. Keep those fingers to the floor if you can, on the floor, all the way over your body, over your legs. Round in front, up over your head, all the way around, onto the floor, over your legs, and back in front. Bring that right arm down so that your right arm's flat on the floor. Bring the left in front. Both hands are on top of each other in front of you. Breathing in. On the out breath, take that left arm all the way up and over and push those arms away from each other, reaching and stretching. Bring that left arm all the way back. Breathing in. On the out breath, all the way over and open, pushing those hands away from each other. And in and close. Breathing in. All the way over and open, pushing those hands away, taking the eyes over so they follow that left arm. And then bringing them all the way back in together. Untangle your legs. Roll yourself onto your tummy. Put your forehead, straighten, keep those legs nice and straight. Put those hands so the forearms are parallel to the long side of the mat. Turn the eyes to the left. So your right ear is to the floor. Bring that left hand down by the, wrong way around. Eyes looking at the floor. Turn your eyes to the right. Right ears to the floor. Keep that left arm on the ground. Bring that right leg up towards your waist. Put that right hand down by your ribs. We're stretching the left chest, left shoulder. Let that left arm slide away slightly. And we're going to lift the right side of the body off the floor so that we feel a stretch through that left chest, left shoulder. Left ear is on the ground, breathing in. On the out breath, push that left arm into the floor, keeping the shoulder down and back. Pushing that left arm into the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. Release the push of the arm and lift that right side a little bit further up, just a little bit, few millimeters, and feel the stretch through that left shoulder. Push that left arm into the floor. Keep that shoulder back and down, don't let it hunch up. Breathing in. On the out breath, release the push and lift off that, lift the other side up a bit. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that right arm down. Lift yourself up and roll over onto your left-hand side. Roll over onto your left-hand side, left leg straight, right leg comes over and tucks underneath that left leg. Support the head with that left arm. Right arm's in front of you, bring it all the way up to the sky, roll the shoulder up to the ear, roll it down and back, and then let that hand hang behind you. Let that right arm hang behind. Push that right arm away, reaching and stretching. Every out breath, let that arm hang lower. Let the arm swing towards the head. Let it swing down towards the bum. Let it swing up towards the head. Down towards the bum. Up towards the head. Down to the bum. Up to the head, and then continue the movement. So it goes down to the floor, in front of your face, down towards your knees, over your leg, onto the floor behind, all the way around, onto the floor in front, over your leg, around behind, all the way around. Stop it in front and turn it the other way. All the way up to the top, around behind you, over that leg, onto the floor, all the way around, onto the floor behind, back in front. Stop the hand in front of you and bring that left arm straight out away from you. Breathing in on the out breath, bring that right arm all the way up into the sky, all the way over, reaching and stretching. Bring those arms back together. Take that right arm all the way up and over, follow it with your eyes. Bring that arm back. Bring that arm opening. Stretching. Bring that arm back. One more, bring that arm all the way opening. Make sure your left foot's pushed away from you. Reaching, stretching through that right arm, right shoulder, and then coming back. Rolling over onto your tummy. Put your right ear to the floor. Right arm stays on the ground in that pitchfork position. Left hand is flat on the floor by the chest. Left knee comes up by the waist. Lift that left side of the body up a bit. Slide that left, let that right arm slide away from the body a bit. Keep it at a 90-degree angle and keep that shoulder back and down. So lift yourself till you feel the stretch in the chest or in that shoulder, and then push that arm down into the floor. Pushing that right arm down into the floor. Breathing in, breathing out, pushing that right arm down. And then release the push. On the next out breath, lift the body up a bit higher. Breathing in. On the out breath, push that arm into the floor. Breathing in, keep the push. Push that arm into the floor. Breathing in. On the next out breath, release the push. Lift the body a bit higher. And then release that left arm. Release that body, lying back over onto your tummy. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Have those fingertips level with your eyes. 10 toes pointing down. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone into the floor. Draw in the core, lift the belly. Roll those shoulders up to the sky, down and back. Breathing in, and on the out breath, lift that upper body up off the floor so we come onto those bottom ribs. Drawing in the core and opening that chest. Keep the eyes looking at the short end of the mat. And then release the body down. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift that body up off the front of the body, up off the mat. Keeping the bottom ribs down, make sure the belly's lifted. Opening that chest, clenching the bum, lengthening those legs. Lowering down, breathing in. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, up to the sky and down. Clench the bum, lengthen the legs, draw in the core, lift the front of that body up off the ground, resting on those bottom ribs. Really clench that bum, support the back with the bum. And then lowering down to the ground. Clench the bum, draw in the core and lift those hands and forearms up off the ground and lower. Clench the bum, draw in the core, resting on the bottom rib. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, up to the sky, down. Lift those hands and forearms up. Hold them there. Lift the whole arm up into the sky. Pulse that arm up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it high. Pulse it up again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Take those arms around, down towards the legs. Point them down towards the toes. Push those hands away. Lengthen that neck. Draw in the core. Pulse those arms up. Palms up to the sky. Pulsing them for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Clench the bum. Make sure your legs are off the floor. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release them down, release the legs. Bring those hands back level with the eyes. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, up to the sky and back. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor. Draw in the core, push off those forearms and hands and lift that chest up. Squeezing those shoulder blades together and lower. Breathing in. On the out breath, lifting that chest up, resting on the bottom rib and the pubic bone. Clench the bum. Lift those arms up off the floor. Legs are up, arms are up. Pulse the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them here. Pulse them up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the arms by the bottom ribs. Hands by the bottom ribs. Elbows in the air. Breathing in on the out breath. Lift up onto that pubic bone. Clenching with that bum. Breathing in. On the out breath, straighten those arms and come into that up dog. Breathing in, tighten those thighs and lift those knees off the ground, straightening that body. Push the head away from the toes. Breathing in, lower the knees, lower the pubic bone, lower the bottom ribs, lower the body. Bring those arms back so the forearms are on the ground. Forehead on the ground, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, clench the bum, lengthen the legs, draw in the core, rest on the bottom rib, roll the shoulders up to the ears, up to the skull and back, push off those forearms, lifting that chest up off the ground. Tighten the thighs, make sure your thighs and feet and knees are off the ground. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift those hands and forearms up off the ground. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Breathing in. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them high. Take those arms down by your side. Turn the palms up. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4. Lengthen the head from the toes. 3, 2. Tummies off the ground. 1. Hold them high. Pulse them again for 5. Reaching to the feet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those elbows. Put the hands by the bottom ribs. Breathing in. On the out breath, push off those hands and come onto the pubic bone. Breathing in. On the out breath, push off those hands, come onto those knees. Breathing in. On the out breath, tighten those thighs, lift those knees off the floor, keep those shoulders back and down, push the head away from the toes, lengthen the body. Breathing in, put the knees to the floor, bum in the air, back into child pose. All the way back into child pose, stretching through that lower back. Pushing those hands away. Feel the stretch through the front of the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Reaching. Come back up onto all fours. Okay, grab your rollers. Grab your rollers and put them on the floor in front of you. So have them on the floor at the long end of the mat. Short end, sorry. Have the roller just on the floor there. Okay, so hands are at the front edge of the mat. We're on all fours. Arms are parallel to the thighs. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Turn the inside of the elbow forward. Breathing in. Take that right leg straight out behind you. Toes on the ground. We're going to come into plank. Take that left leg straight out behind. Holding in that plank position. Breathing in. Glide forwards. Glide back. Glide forwards. Glide back. Glide forwards. Glide back. 2 more. Forwards. Back. Forwards. Back. Drop the knees or stay on your toes and lower down flat to the floor. Flat to the floor. Arms are next to the short side of the mat. Arms are parallel to the long side. Your forearms are parallel to the long side of the mat. Fingertips up by the eyes. Elbows by the waist. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the floor, draw in the tummy. Rest on the bottom ribs, breathing in. On the out breath, lift those hands and forearms and arms up off the ground. Touch the elbows down. Lift those arms up. Touch those elbows down. Lift those arms up. Take those arms straight ahead of you and rest your wrists on the roller. Bring those arms back, pulling the roller towards the head. Push those arms away, keeping the roller under your hand. Pull those arms back, touching the head with the roller. Push those arms away, have them away. Breathing in. Clench the bum, make sure those legs are off the ground, make sure the belly's up. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, pull them down. Push those shoulders away and lengthen. So the hands move away, the roller moves. Pull those arms, those shoulders back, keeping the elbows straight, holding them here. Breathing in, clenching the bum, lift those arms up into the sky. Tuck them down on the roller. Lift them up into the sky. Touch them down on the roller. Lift them up into the sky, holding them there. Draw that core in, clench that bum. Lower those arms down. Lift those arms up. Bring the left arm higher and touch the roller. Higher, touch the roller. Higher, touch the roller. Parallel to the right arm. Lift the right arm higher, touch the roller. Higher, touch the roller. Higher, touch the roller. Rest both arms on the roller. Bring the elbows back so the roller touches the head. Bring those elbows away from the roller all the way down to your waist, pulling them down and then pushing them back so the wrists go on the roller. The hands slide away, make sure the belly's lifted. Bring that roller in towards the head. Bring those elbows down towards the waist, leaving the roller by the head. Push those hands back, keep that bum clenched, legs are off the ground, and push those hands away on the roller. So we're using the roller to keep the arms level. Bring those hands in, bring the roller in, pull those elbows down towards the waist, clenching the bum, legs are off the ground, bringing the core in, belly's off the ground. Push those hands away, roll them on the roller. And release those legs, bring those arms in, put those hands flat on the floor next to the bottom ribs. Clench the thighs, draw in the core. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down, breathing in. On the out breath, lift that chest up off the ground. Bring those hands away from the floor, bring them back down. Bring them up and away from the floor, bring them back down. Bring them up away from the floor, bring them back down, breathing in. On the out breath, push up onto that pubic bone. Shoulders are back and down. Push up onto those knees. Shoulders are back and down. Tighten the thighs, lift the knees off the floor. Lengthen the head away from the toes. Keep those shoulders back and down, Sarah. Breathing in. On the out breath, knees on the floor, bum in the air, back into child pose. So really engage that core, pushing those hands away. Engage that core in that up dog so we keep those shoulders back and down. Walk those hands to the left, stretch the right side of the body. And walk the hands to the right and stretch the left side of the body. And walk those hands back to the middle. Lifting yourself up onto all fours. Hands are under the shoulders. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Turn the tailbone down, push the back up, eyes come to the knees. Turn that tailbone up, head comes up, belly comes down to the floor, stretching through that chest. Turn the tailbone down, eyes come down, back goes up. And turn that tailbone up, belly comes down, eyes come up. Find that neutral position, and we're going to glide backwards over those heels, gliding back, coming back up onto all fours, gliding back over those heels, keeping that neutral spine, shutting that hip bone down and coming back up. Turn that right hand palm up, slide it under that left armpit, pushing it through, turning the eyes up under that left armpit too, really looking, stretching through that chest, breathing in. On the out breath, push off that left hand, bring that right arm up into the sky, really stretching through that lower back, stretching through that middle back, stretching through those ribs, and then release and come down and through, breathing in. On the out breath, push off that left hand, bring that arm up into the sky. Swing it all the way back down and through. Breathing in. On the out breath, bring that arm up into the sky. Stretch through that body and bring that arm back next to the other hand. Left hand palm up, push it through under that right arm. Breathing in. On the out breath, push off that right hand, lift that left hand into the sky. Swing that left hand under that arm. Breathing in. Push off that right hand, bring that left hand up into the sky. Stretching through that lower back, bring that back hand back under that arm. Breathing in. On the out breath, push off that right hand, bring that left arm up, turning the body, stretching through those ribs, and then come back on all fours. Sink that body down, eyes come up, tailbone up, and then turn the tailbone down, push the back up. Come into neutral. Bring that right arm up off the floor and down in the Superman, keeping the torso still. Bring that left arm up off the floor and down. Bring that right arm up off the floor, hold it. Take that left leg out straight. Bring the hand and leg back in. Take the other arm up straight off the floor. Bring that right leg out straight behind. And bring them both back in. Walking those knees forwards on the mat. Turning yourself around. Keep those knees bent. Pop those hands on the floor behind you, fingertips pointing towards the bum. Breathing in. Lean back, have those elbows bent. And then pull those elbows towards each other. Breathing out, push those elbows straight and lift that chest up, coming into neutral. Have those eyes up in front. Breathing in. Pull those shoulders down and back. Breathing out. Lift those hips up off the ground into this reverse plank. Reverse bridge. Glide out the knees forward over the feet. Glide backwards. Glide forwards. Keep those hips high. So the higher the hips, the more stretch there has to be in that shoulder joint. Forwards and back. Two more. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Lower that bum down to the ground. Lengthen those legs out straight. Keep those fingers pointing to the bum. Push off those hands. Stretch through the palm of the hand. Glide those fingers forward on the floor. Hands on the thighs and roll yourself forward down towards those legs. Those feet. Soften the knees. Breathing in. Push that right knee down. Push that left knee down. Push both knees down. Pop your fingers, slide your fingers over your toes. Put your toes in your wrist. Your fingertips in the arch of your foot. Push those toes away and stretch through those armpits. Push that right foot, stretch the right side. Push the left foot, stretch the left side. And release those hands, slide them up the legs. Sitting up tall, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Lift that chest up. Grab your weapon of choice. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Bring that stick up in front of you. Loosen that head and neck. Pull that stick back so it rests on your chest. All elbows are shoulder height. Lift the stick up. Push the stick forward. Lift that stick back to the chest. Push the stick forward. Take it all the way up into the sky above your head. Breathing in. Chest's up. Breathing out, bring the stick down behind you, keeping it away from your head. Down behind, away from your head. Good, and then push the stick up into the sky. Try to bring it all the way down so it touches your shoulders. Bring the stick down to touch your shoulders. Good, now push it away behind you and back to the shoulders. Away behind, tighten the thighs, lift the chest up, back to the shoulders. Away behind. Turning to the left with the tummy button, back to center. Turning to the right with the tummy button, back to center. Turning left, back to center. turning right, back to center. Push the stick up into the sky. Bring that stick over in front. Bring the stick back to the chest. Leaning back. Hold the stick on the chest. Push the stick up above the head. Bring the stick down behind the head. Leaning back a bit, Sarah, if you can, Roz, if you can. Push the stick up above the head. Bring it over in front on the chest. Sit yourself up vertical. Push the stick forward, soften your knees a bit, lift your chest up, breathing in. So I don't want your thighs to be the limiting factor. Pull the stick to the chest. Lean the body back. Push that stick up above the head. Bring the stick down behind the head. Push it up above the head. Bring it over in front of you. Bring it back to the chest. Turning to the left. Center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. One more to the left. Center. One more to the right. Center. Push that stick up over the head. Bring it up in front. And sit yourself up vertical. Push those knees down into the ground. Get rid of your stick. Pop those hands on the floor behind. Fingertips pointing to the body. Clench those thighs. Pull those knees into the ground. Pull those elbows backwards. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift that chest high. Lift that chest up. Breathing in. On the out breath, push the heels into the floor, clench the bum and lift yourself into this reverse plank. Hold yourself long. Lift that left leg straight into the air. And lower. Lift that right leg straight into the air. And lower. Hips up high. Lift that left leg straight into the air. Bend the knee to the chest. Push that leg out straight. Lower it to the ground. Bring that right leg up into the air. Bring the knee into the chest. Push it out straight. Bring it to the ground. So lower that bum back to the floor. So Helen, you have to keep tight with the thighs. Push off those fingers, everybody. Stretch through the palm. Drift those fingers down to the heels. Sorry, pull yourself forward. So Helen, when you do the reverse plank, sorry, I didn't mention it. You need to keep the thigh tight so you control the knee. Don't hyperextend your knee. If you need to keep it a little bit bent, you can. Let that head drop down. Push those knees into the ground. Sit yourself up vertically. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Fingertips, fingers on the floor. Lean back onto those hands. So bend the elbows, pull those elbows together. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift that chest up. So have your knees a bit soft, Helen, a little bit bent. If you want to bend your knees, you can. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift the bum up off the floor. So you've got to push the heels in the floor, knees are a bit soft, and it clenches with the bum. You're not pushing the knees backwards. Lower that bum down to the floor. So if you feel it in your knees, it's because you pushed them backwards. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift up that chest, clench with the bum, push those heels in the floor, hold on to those knees, keep them a little bit soft. And lower down. So when we do individual legs, you have to concentrate on not hyperextending the leg that's supporting you. Pull that chest up into the sky, pull those elbows back together, clench the bum, push the heels in the floor and lift. Pushing that right heel in the floor, softest with that right knee, bring that left knee up to the chest and out. Push that left knee in, left foot in the floor, bring the right leg in. If you don't want to do individual legs, just stay holding straight. And then lower. Push off those fingers. Stretch through the palm of the hand. Drag your fingers forwards on the floor. Slide your hands down towards your feet and release those arms. Let those hands go over the feet. Push those toes into the wrists and push those toes away. So we stretch those armpits. Releasing those hands, releasing those feet. Sit yourself up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Bring those hands all the way up into the sky. Breathing in, reach those hands up tall, stretching that chest. Breathing out, release those arms out wide. Dust the floor with those fingertips. Bring them all the way back up into the sky. Big breath in. Push those fingers up high. Breathing out. Release those arms. Rest them on your legs. And roll your shoulders. Well done.